Hello, this is Leo, and today I'm going to be talking about another poll that I created on Reddit. This time the question was, which has been your favourite expansion? So we had Legacy of Romulus, Delta Rising, Agents of Yesterday, Victory is Life, Year of Klingon. There was a massive 778 votes, and Legacy of Romulus won. But looking at this, I mean, this was quite close. I mean, I voted for Victory's Life at 208 and Agents of Yesterday. Now, actually, to be honest, I sort of agree with this poll. I mean, I love Victories of Life. I just love the Jem'Hadar when they redid Deep Space Nine. That was pretty amazing, and they also brought out Jem'Hadar ships with the wingman mechanic, which I still love those ships a lot. But yeah, Legacy of Romulus was also really great. Of course, we had the Romulans, we had all the Romulan ships with singularity powers. And yeah, I also loved Agents of Yesterday. So that some of the missions in that were so cool. It really gave a feel for me of the original series. I actually do really like them a lot. Delta Rising, I did like quite a lot of the missions. I'm a big Voyager fan anyway, so that was good. Year of Klingon, I haven't been a massive fan since the sort of Discovery era of everything that we've been getting. But yeah, it's quite interesting to see the numbers here. I sort of agree with all of that on that, to be honest. But we had 71 comments. Here's Legacy of Romulus set the bar for me personally by far. The addition of a new playable mini faction, complete with unique storyline that totally immersed and had me feeling like a Romulan refugee looking for a new home, was amazing. Yeah, I totally agree on that. I loved all the new interiors, ships, even though it was slightly disappointing that they were tied to the Feds of KDF. It was handled really well and felt like a natural progression. I kind of also agree on that. You would have preferred, completely separate individual faction, but yeah, I didn't mind them tying with either side, to be honest. It was quite good for its time, but Vil takes for me. Yeah, I to be honest, all the missions in Victory of Life I just love, to be honest, especially Quark's Lucky 7. That one I loved a lot. Vil had some fantastic moments, a great update to the social zone. I spent the most time on reasonable packs, playable Jem'Hadar, which I think is awesome. Some interesting new missions like Tenebra's Torquent, which is really fun to revisit once in a while, and a good recruit event, probably my favourite overall. I did actually like the recruit event as well. Least favourite has been Year of Klingon. It had some good things like updated Barbie for Klingons, remastered uniforms and cannon ships, but I think it was just outweighed by the confusing, lazy dev decisions, breaking up Klingons legendaries into separate packs that also featured Federation ships in an attempt to squeeze money out of players, and the lazy mission design with patrols stuffed in the middle to artificially pad the playtime without adding anything actually meaningful to the storyline, and underwhelming rewards for the slogging through the said missions. There's also the issue of it being so drawn out that story content droughts are as we wait for the next episode, leading me to quickly lose interest in it. And I have to say that despite some genuinely good things coming out of it, Year of Klingon really just felt overly long, tedious and frankly boring. This is extremely disappointing to me, as I love Klingons and was pumped for a year of content based around them, only to be let down tremendously. I have to actually agree with the bit about the missions taking so long. I always felt it's like you have to wait 3 months to get like one mission or two missions, and another 3 months pass. To be honest, I start forgetting what the last mission was. I don't know if anybody else feels that as well, but there's there's quite a bit on that. I mean, I sort of have to agree with the Year of Klingon on this as well myself. Has been totally my least favourite out of all of it so far. But now that's over, we wonder what they're going to be bringing out next. Multi-layered question. Conceptually, I love the idea of Agents of Yesterday, but it was poorly done. Okay, in my honest opinion, Legacy of Romulus was the best executed. Delta Rising relied too much on guest celebs rather than content. They did have quite a lot in that. As a DS9er, I enjoyed Vil for sentimental reasons, but I feel like there was far more content that could have come out of that expansion. Year of Klingon is tedious and laborious and ill-written. Loved Marduk, but otherwise I'll be glad when we move on to the next year. I mean, actually, I would have loved a bit more from Victoria's Life, but I can see that point as well. Legacy of Romulus, as it added a lot to the game at the time, and occasionally the developers remember that Romulan Republic still exists. Last place is Agents of Yesterday, very limited, less than that Dominion, but still very restrictive, and for something that is supposedly original series, it sure feels like Enterprise. I would not be surprised if, of all factions, they're the least played one. At least Discovery have an alien, and to me Agents of Yesterday was a waste because all of that could have been done. They did nothing with the place. Yeah, I mean, the Agents of Yesterday was pretty short episodes on that. I mean, I like the episodes, but yeah, as far as the expansion goes, it wasn't like overly that much to do in it, really, was there? Compared to, say, Legacy of Romulus is still the biggest, and obviously I love Victoria's Life. Moving down, that's going on that. Any chance to show up with my basket of Jalula hate is an opportunity to express again how shoddy I think the writing was. Shoehorning is not a valid path towards changing the narrative. Forcing people to accept that she's some kind of tragic player in a scene of misunderstanding just doesn't work in a game setting like this. Maybe a novelization would work, or a film TV medium, but games require active participation, and if players feel forced and manipulated, it simply is not going to work. Jalula could have been cool until the game shrieked, Jalula is awesome, and if you don't think so, you're wrong. 909 the storyline, and shame on the writers, they know better. We'll go down. This is Delta Rising. Delta Rising oddly had a lot of issues, but the content sits best with me. Long time as it introduced T6 ships and upgrade system, a lot of fun getting there. Solid refresh of the end game, running just a few ships at first and building out. It's the closest I've come to feeling like I'm just starting out Stowe again. Big learning curve and crazy health scaling, TFO objective requirement and all, which was enhanced by the new sector block and big upgrade on the patrol format. It was the longest expansion, but it was the end of most sustaining. Least favourite probably Vil. The missions were good for the most part. Was underpopulated, needed a social zone of some kind. I never connected with Majemmadar beyond making him half a tardigrade comedy character. It also was the first major instance of Cryptic giving another character, Ducat Rex, a major character arc that could have been adapted for the player for greater impact. It's great to give other players arcs, depths and development, but I think they have stepped good RPG practices here. They continue this with Jalula shifting focus to an NPC protagonist, but at the expense of a player role and initiative. Some points lost. What we gained long term mostly was a decoupling narrative element. Also, Year of the Klingon was never classified as an expansion over time. Yeah, I mean, looking for Age of Discovery. Yeah, I mean, I should have put Age of Discovery, Year of Klingon, but I think people get most of the point on that, really. It's sort of almost similar to everything on that. Right, going down. Legacy of Romulus was the last great time to play Stowe. PvP was in a good place, max DPS easy to attain. The game was far more understandable with way less bloat, no traits, but ROM tax supremacy sucked in ways. Yeah, true. It has become way more complex over time. Let's scroll down. It's a bit. Don't remember that much sitting and crying outside of storm clouds gather when you have to talk to everyone on the station, but after that it feels pretty frantic with the hurt going crazy and attacking everyone. It does have quiet moments, but overall it felt like there are other more talk heavy arcs like the Temporal War with Noya. Nice. Seasons 1 to 4 seem to have a lot of sitting and talking and crying in the video. I skip over the dialogue of the game anyway. Lots of crying going on with Landry too. Legacy of Romulus is the only expansion that didn't feel underdeveloped and incomplete in terms of pacing and story. Victorious Life is alright for the most part, but it's horribly rushed. It feels like it's tacked on premature in terms of scope, given that we just had Iconium War and are still dealing with the aftermath from that. For the reason the post time skip discovery theme missions are, in my opinion, the worst in the game, it's because it's discovery themed, but because it makes the same mistakes with pacing and writing as the earlier seasons of Discovery 2, doesn't really tie into the rest of the game's story, and 3 requires us to support and defend an incredibly unlikable character. Deep Space Nine showed us what a good KDF intrigue and corruption story needed to be, how there are older missions in Stowe that do it, like the one where Martok gets rescued. Nice. So there seems to be quite a lot of obviously comments about Discovery here. Not many people are really enjoying that too much. What we'll do, I'll leave it here. I'm going to post the link to this Reddit discussion in the description below on this video, along with all my socials. Feel free to join Discord if you want. Look out for the next poll. I'm going to be doing another one after this. So look out on Reddit if you want to join in on some more polls. Thank you for watching, everybody.